Most people worry about an alternator that's not charging. The battery light comes on, the car dies, and you're stranded. But an alternator that's overcharging is sneakier, and sometimes worse, because the car still runs, while it quietly cooks your battery, fries bulbs, and stresses expensive electronics. If your lights look too bright, your battery keeps acting weird, or you smell something sharp and chemical after driving, don't ignore it. Overcharging is like turning your home's water pressure way too high. Everything still works for a while, right up until something bursts. Now let's go through the real-world symptoms, how to test it, why it happens, and what to do about it. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe, and let's get started. Flickering dashboard lights or headlights. One of the first signs is flickering. Your headlights might pulse slightly at idle, or the dash backlight seems to shimmer. People often think that means the battery is dying, but flickering can also happen when the alternator's voltage output is unstable. Here's the simple explanation. The alternator is supposed to supply smooth, controlled voltage. When it starts spiking or the regulator can't keep it steady, lights react instantly because they're sensitive. You'll notice it more at night, in rain, or when you're stopped at a red light and everything is quiet. Brighter lights than usual. This is the classic, my headlights are insanely bright symptom. It can feel like you upgraded bulbs overnight. Interior lights may look harsh, and the dash illumination might be brighter than your normal setting. Overcharging means your electrical system is being fed too much voltage. Most cars are designed to run roughly in the 13.5 to 14.8 volt range when charging. When it starts climbing into the 15s or beyond, lights become noticeably brighter. That's not a cool-free upgrade. That's electrical stress. Dashboard warning lights. You might see the battery light, but you can also see random warning lights that don't seem connected. Some cars throw a check charging system message. Others light up the ABS, traction control, or even power steering warnings when voltage gets abnormal. Modern cars are basically computers on wheels. When voltage goes out of the normal range, modules can get cranky, sensors can read wrong, and the car may log codes that look unrelated. People end up chasing the wrong problem because the warning lights feel random, but the root cause is dirty voltage. Shortened bulb life. If you're replacing bulbs way too often, especially headlights, brake lights, or interior bulbs, overcharging should be on your list. Bulbs don't just wear out. They burn hotter when voltage is higher, and that shortens their lifespan. I've had customers tell me, this car just eats headlights. Then we check charging voltage, and it's running high. Fix the overcharging, and suddenly the car stops eating bulbs. It's not the brand of bulb. It's the electrical environment. Bulging battery. This is one of the more serious signs, and it's not subtle when you know what you're looking for. A healthy battery case is flat-sided. An overcharged battery can swell or bulge because the battery is overheating and gassing internally. If you open the hood and the battery looks puffy, warped, or the sides aren't straight anymore, treat it as urgent. That battery is stressed, and continuing to overcharge it can lead to leaks, corrosion everywhere, and in worst cases, a battery failure that leaves a mess under the hood. Strong smell. From an overcharged battery. If you smell a strong, sharp chemical odor, sometimes described like rotten eggs or a harsh acidic smell, that's a red flag. Overcharging can cause the battery to gas and vent. That smell often shows up after driving, especially if you park the car and then walk around the front and suddenly notice it. This isn't just unpleasant. Battery fumes and leaking acid can damage metal, wiring, and paint. If you smell it, you want to stop guessing and test the charging system. Other electrical issues. Overcharging can show up as weird electrical behavior. Your radio might reset, the infotainment may glitch, windows can act strange, or you might notice sensors acting flaky. Sometimes the car will feel fine and then do something random like throw an error message. Then it disappears. Why does that happen? Because modules and regulators are designed for a stable voltage range. Push them outside that range and you get unpredictable behavior. It's not always dramatic, but it's a warning that the car's electrical system is under stress. How to test. If the alternator is overcharging, check voltage at the battery with a multimeter. Engine off, a healthy battery is usually around 12.4 to 12.7 V. Start the engine and let it idle. Charging voltage should rise and stabilize in the mid-13s to mid-14s. If you see 15 volts and more at idle, and it keeps climbing with RPM, that's a strong overcharging sign. If the reading jumps up and down, regulation may be unstable. Turn on electrical loads, headlights, rear defroster, blower fan. A healthy system stays in the normal range and remains steady. Overcharging often stays too high or fluctuates. Watch for spikes. Some cars don't overcharge constantly. They spike. If the meter isn't stable or lights pulse, that's a clue. A scan tool can confirm system voltage behavior. If the battery is bulging or you smell strong fumes, don't lean over it while revving. Ventilate and stop testing if it looks unsafe. Reasons why an alternator is overcharging. The most common cause is a failed voltage regulator, often built into the alternator. Other causes include a damaged or weak battery that makes the system act weird, bad grounds or corroded connections that distort voltage readings, wiring or control circuit issues in the charging system, wrong or defective alternator could be the case. How to fix an overcharging alternator. Confirm it's truly overcharging with a voltage test before replacing parts. Inspect basics, clean and tight battery terminals, solid engine or body grounds, and obvious wiring damage near the alternator. If the regulator is internal, the practical fix is usually replacing the alternator, but use a quality unit. Don't ignore the battery. If it's been cooked, it may need replacement too. After repairs, retest voltage at idle and under load. If readings are borderline, the car uses smart charging, or you're seeing multiple random warning lights, it's worth getting a professional diagnosis.